along trying to make up time and cracking to the eyes from the little white line and the ethadrine pills I'd been on all night long. Well, I knew that it was a big mistake, but I'd had a run of luck that had made me late, and I had 6 decks for a boat to the Philippines. Well, I knew that boat wasn't gonna wait, so I wound her out to $1.58 and prayed that I didn't run into the fuzz. When I say my logbook was way behind, well, it means I'd left it home this time, but that only added to the excitement and the fun. Now, just when things couldn't get any worse, well, something happened that made me curse as I saw the rubber fly in the rearview mirror. Now, changing tires would burn up time, so I just pushed the mirrors a little out of line so I couldn't see what the hell was going on. I was right off tapping and sitting along with Hank Jr. playing a country song about how things all turned out real good in the end. I was rising the crest and nearly to the top and backing through the gears so my rig wouldn't stop when I felt the familiar tug of the brakes locking on. Now, believe it or not, it worked out in my head. I had 52 brake shoes stopping me dead and 600 big yellow pussycats pulling them along. With 600 cats and 52 shoes, I figured the smaller number would lose as I smoked and squealed and skidded over the hill. I was making full noise and backing out a high, too smashed to think that I might be gonna die. My powdered brain was ticking like a drop-kick clock. Then the next thing, there was a hallucination smash as 52 brake shoes shattered like glass. This rubber-tied ring was picking up pace again. Now the trailers were making some weird kind of noise I managed to cover with the toe-tapping voice of Charlie Daniels redlining on a stereo. One thing on my side, or so I thought, was the near straight line from here to the port as I tore along at $1.85. Relieved to know that I'd make it in time, I treated myself to a dirty great line before I slowed right down to enter the city. Then I lifted my foot, but you wouldn't believe it, the accelerator stuck and I couldn't relieve it, and to make matters worse, the ignition just wouldn't turn off. So I did the only thing that I figured I could. I was swinging off the horn like a Spanish running bulls, letting everybody know I was coming and get out of the way. How I got through without hitting anyone is nothing compared to what else I'd done as I loaded all 6 decks, truck and all. Then I stopped hard up against a concrete slab and everyone looked as I stepped from the cab and I handed my delivery docket to a bloke nearby. With his mouth wide open he signed the form, then I gave him his half and disconnected the horn, which wouldn't turn off due to the nature of the delivery. I had 6 decks of steers laying on their side, but they all stood up when the truck motor died, all grinning like idiots and high on adrenaline. Then one bloke said, "Mate, who do you drive for?" I said, "Don't you mean who'd I nearly died for?" It was Brown Dog's off-tap express livestock delivery.
Poking along in my WB, just idling at 143 and listening to Travis Sinclair's greatest hits. The sun was shining and the birds were about, except for a couple I had to take out when I left the road to avoid a big kangaroo. Now I like birds just as much as you, but I've been through 3 front ends in this ute, and that suicide Skippy was determined to make it 4. Tearing around cars was becoming a trend, dotted line, double lines, even on the bends, when a major event made me rethink the things I was doing. A cloud of smoke came in my rear view, my hair stood up, and somehow I knew that the Brown Dog was hot off a meltdown and running behind. I knew it was him as his truck whistled past, his eyes were bugged out, he was popping broken glass, and the blow-up doll riding shotgun was trembling with fear. Rubber and sparks was flying out the back and it looked like a bushfire blowing from the stack, and his rear view mirrors were gone and one side was smashed. I turned down the stereo and gave him a call, said, "Brown Dog, you copy mate, what's going on?" The reply that I heard made me fear for the motorists ahead. Well, for the last 3 days I've been melting down, I run out of gear so I asked around town, all I could get was these goddamn acid trips. But me and my leprechaun are hooking along and I don't think we're doing too many things wrong, and I'm lucky these unicorns are so damn easy to cart. Now this scared me more as he powered through a dip, because he stopped hauling stock when he smashed that ship, and the trailers he was pulling were flat tops full of freight. I thought somehow I've got to try stop this machine, but it's going to be hard because the little fella's keen and he's driving like he's got a big cramp in his Achilles tendon. I said, mate, I know you sort of push for time, but if you pull up ahead, I can feed you a line. Well, I've never seen a truck start stopping like this one did. There was smoke pouring out from the tyres that were left, and the screeching and crunching made me wish I was deaf. Then the trailers all started to try overtake each other. Well, I pulled up watching in absolute horror when a voice at my window said, "How you going, brother?" which frightened me more because the truck hadn't even stopped skidding. There was 2 grey nomads in a truck stop bay, and I thought, this is it, mate, this is their day, as an unmanned truck and 3 trailers headed their way. Well, it would have been good if it had all stopped there, but it smashed up the caravan and camping chairs and spread all of Grandma's washing out the flat. At the edge of the scrub appeared a grey-haired man with an axe and a little bit of wood in his hand, which he promptly dropped when he saw his home scattered about. Well, his white face turned a mad shade of red as he lifted his axe and started going off his head while making a definite beeline for that Kenworth door. I said to the brown dog, "Dude, get in. I don't want to see how this is going to end. Let's bail and be thankful that nobody really got hurt. Yet." The very next day in the local rag was a front page picture of a plastic bag which a cop said was full of dangerous acid trips. The story continued on page 2 and 3, and I was surprised they had someone in custody, and I wondered who the bloody hell did they pin for that. At the bottom it said continued page 4. When I turned the page I nearly hit the floor when I saw who was locked in the back of the paddy wagon. With her mouth wide open like the day she was born and trembling with fear because she knew she was gone, was Brown Dog's old style doggy style, any whole half busted well used Acme blow up doll.